Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Between Paychecks Kitchen. I'm Oz, Jack and Lifestyle Lake Jackson, and this one we're just doing it to suck up because I pissed off a lot of the pulled pork people with the last one. And this is just an easy potato dish with meat. It's like it's a basically stuffed potato, but it's how to use the little ones. It spreads it a little long. You don't have to worry about big potatoes or whatever. Before we get into it, be sure to like, share, subscribe, ring a little bell in that corner. Yeah, get notifications when we do these. It's close to Tuesday and Friday. We very much appreciate it. Link down in the doobly-doo for our merch, and let's just get into the food. It's going to be nice and quick. Yeah. All right. Looks like a lot of stuff. Mostly you're just going to get one of these little potato medleys. You can get the small baby reds, just any of the small potato stuff. You're going to want to find some of this garlic and onion stuff. You can just use onion powder and garlic powder, but I try to be fancy. A little bit of olive oil. I'll get into that in a minute. You're going to get some of this pulled pork stuff. Yeah, it's blasphemy, whatever. I got the sauceless stuff to kind of use my good stuff. You're going to need a little bit of butter, maybe. And then whatever you're going to dress this with, butter and the sour cream, salt and pepper. Cheese, I use the sharp cheddar, obviously. Now, when I said oil, you can use any kind of oil. I just had a little bit of olive oil left. That's what I used. And barbecue sauce. Now, Stubbs is by far my favorite barbecue sauce. I don't know if you can get it everywhere, but I pick it up at like HEB or something. But, yeah, first thing to do is wash your spuds, man. Alright, so get these nice and washed up. Set your oven to 400, man. Sorry, I had to look at the bit of my elbow there, but 400, and get these over here. Now you're going to get some kind of dish that you can cook in, man. This one's shallow. My other one was way too big, and I didn't think it would mix. And instead of mixing it in a bowl and then putting it over into the baking dish, I'm just going to mix it in the baking dish. And you just lose less ingredients that way. Use 2 tablespoons of whatever oil you got, and then just put that, 2 teaspoons of onion and garlic powder. Do the same thing if you can't find this. You can put some Italian seasoning in there. It's pretty good, but give it a nice stir. Mix it with whatever you want. Just going to put those in there for 25 minutes now until you can poke them with a fork. I ended up putting them in for 25 and another 10 later. So once you get to about the last 5-10 minutes before that's done, let's go ahead and get this preheated pulled pork stuff here. You can get it at like any kind of regular, like Doric's in my hometown was this meat packing place where you can get pulled pork stuff. I could show you a different way to do it with actual pork, but that's not going to fit our budget. So find this at most of your frozen food sections. They have sauces and stuff with them, but whatever. So you just take it out of the plastic, put it back in the tub for 2 minutes, stir it, and then put it in another 2 minutes, okay? Again, this is all on budget. I know it's blasphemy to do the pulled pork from this stuff, but it works, all right? Everybody I know grew up in the country, used this kind of stuff, and always like, oh, it's blasphemy. I can't believe you do that. And then went home and cooked this, like the same as the lasagna people, man. So, done it. It goes for our budget. Ignore my camera that is slowly creeping down. I think the ghost in my apartment is mad that I was blaspheming with the pulled pork. So, put it in for 2 minutes, stir it up, and then break it apart. Make sure the inside is still going to be frozen, so make sure to pull that out, and then do it another 2 minutes, okay? Then add your sauce. Now, I only do thin sauce in here to mix it in, and then I'll dress the potatoes and stuff with it later. I like a lot of sauce on my stuff, but I grew up in houses with people that weren't that big onto the sauce, preferred to taste the meat, blah, 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 blah. So I just give it a nice thin coat on here. You don't want it swimming in the barbecue sauce or whatever sauce you use. So give it a nice, decent stir. Now, I pulled these out after 25 minutes. Not quite easy to put a fork in, most of them. Some of the smaller ones were, so I just put it back in for another 10 minutes, all right? I gave it a nice stir because I could tell a lot of that oil and seasoning had settled to the bottom or on the bottom spuds, and I was worried about the temperature being throughout, so I just gave it a decent stir, like put some of the bottom ones on the top, the proverbial potato meat on the middle for another 10 minutes, pull them out, and now you can see how this fork's just like whoop, right into them, right? Perfect. So these are done. Kill your oven and set these aside. Now we'll dress it. I'll show you how to dress it because I'm basically padding the video. And people don't understand. I'm just going to put it in a bowl. Like serve these in a bowl. You can put them on a plate if you feel like it. But because we're not cutting our potatoes, we're leaving them small, whole, round potatoes. And they're small enough. They're not even a full mouthful. Careful when you're moving glasswork because it's going to be hot even though it doesn't look hot. Sorry, my physical science teacher just got very mad at me for burning the shit out of myself on that glass. So potatoes in the bottom of the bowl, and then I like putting my cheese on the potatoes itself and then the meat on top because it melts it better. But I'll do both ways, and I'll just show you in the pictures here. Then sauce on top of your meat here, and then add the cheese. And then you can dress it with whatever. Like if you're not a fan of the sour cream, or you call it cream fresh, get the hell out. But if you're not a fan of the sour cream or stuff, don't put it. This is your food, right? I'm just showing you how I do it, and how I've seen other people do it, and how recipes have told me to do it. I'll show you the different ways. But
this is your food. You're going to have to eat this. So if it's something you don't like or you don't want, like I hit this one with hot sauce. If you're not a hot sauce fan, you don't want any spice to it, don't put it on there, man. It's completely up to you. Food is one of those things you can really express yourself and be happy with. Salt and pepper, Dad would just drown it in salt, but I put a little bit. Pepper, I like a lot more pepper, but this fresh black pepper that I got the other day is just too much. And that shaker came out, so I just put it in my hand. This jalapeno puree stuff is absolutely amazing. I will always sing the praises of that stuff. Got to try it. But yeah, that's how these came out. These were absolutely amazing. Like I said, I've never been a giant fan of the overly large potatoes and stuff because it just seems too much. So this seems like it could be an excellent side or a main meal just because the potatoes are so small or whatever. I really enjoyed this. If you do it differently, you've ever thought about doing this or you've seen somebody do it better, let me know. Put it down in the comments, man. This is great for meal prep. You can mix these up and reheat them later, the potato sauce stuff. I wouldn't reheat it with the sour cream on it. Keep that dressed aside. But other than that, this is really good. You got to try this. Let me know your thoughts, man.
And there you have it, folks. Like Renee used to say on Alo Alo, it's just a small potato. So these are really good. You got to try them. And I prefer this to the big potato because there's just, they don't have the same Idaho skin and stuff on it. But if you do it differently, let me know. That's what the comments are there for. Put it down there. Let me know how wrong I am. You can also find me on social media. Facebook, Pinterest, Patreon. You can find us all those at Live Between Paychecks Kitchen. You can find us on Instagram at Live Between. I'm going to shorten it down over there. You can also find me, Osway Nerdy, on all of those, including Twitter for now, and over on TikTok, doing some small videos and nerd stuff over there. I will see y'all next time. I'm going to go eat more of this stuff. Y'all be safe.